Hey guys, so this is your pricing session. It will be given by me, Rodri. I'm a team member of the knowledge management team in GFB. I'm also MCVP Finance of the terms 1920 and 2021 of AIESEC in El Salvador. So let's start. So what is product pricing or what is pricing? Well, price is the value that you put into a product or service and is the result of a set of calculations, research and understanding and risk-taking ability. Pricing method is exercised to adjust the cost of the products producers offering suitable to both the manufacturer and the customer. The price depends on the company's average price, the buyer's perceived value of the item, and compared to the perceived value of competitor's product. Which this means that this session is only part of the pricing process. In this case, you will be seeing the calculations and the numerical part of the pricing process. After this session, my best advice will be to also consult this with your marketing area, so both of you can complement each other. They can and you can find the right price for for each of the products that you are running. So some of the basic of pricing are that all prices must cover costs and profits. The most efficient way to lower the price is to lower the cost. Review prices frequently, and price must be established to assure sales. So these are like the basics, as you see, is really like perceptive. So the most important will be that the price that you place on your products should cover the costs that you have, so you can uh, continue producing over the time. So there are different strategies to place a price on a new or current product. In this education space, we are going to see the cost-based pricing, which consists on calculating the total cost that the product will cover and adding a percentage markup to determine the final price, which means that we will see or we will determine it for a certain product how much it will cover for costs, what percentage will it cover. And on top of that, we will add a percentage of gain, how much we want to have in profit or how much we want to gain from each sale. You can also check the BD pricing decision session that is on the Finance Academy. On the Finance Academy, there's also a lot of information about pricing. I highly recommend it to not just stay with this session, but also check the past sessions so you can have more information about pricing. So starting with the cost-based analysis, uh, the first thing of the cost-based analysis method is to divide the costs or to segregate the costs so we can know exactly or we can divide the costs in different groups. In this case, we're going to divide it in three groups. The first one being the direct cost, then the variable costs, and the fixed costs. The direct cost is the price that we can directly tie to the product of a specific goods or services. A direct cost can be traced to the cost object, which can be a service, product, or department. You can identify them when you classify your cost in the GFB report. In the chart of account, you will see that it says direct cost of a determinate or in specific product as IGB, OGV, OGT, IGT, and you will see that it says direct cost. So that is basically how you separate that cost from the rest. Then you have the variable costs, are the company's costs that are associated with the numbers of goods and services it produces. A company's variable costs increase and decrease with its production volume, which means that if you make more volume of a certain product, that means that you will have more costs that comes with that volume that you are making. Unlike the variable cost of the entity, you have the fixed cost, which means that these costs are not going to change, not either with the volume or with the if you work or not. So this remains the same regardless whether the goods or services are produced or not. Thus, a company can avoid fixed costs. Some examples of fixed costs include the MC salaries, the rent of the MC office, the MC flat, and most of these fixed costs are included on the overhead cost. For example, in overhead cost HR, we have the salaries. So in this overhead cost, you will have to divide it between fixed and variable. And then we have the cost base tool, which is the one that we are using right now. So we can have a price for our products. In this case, the cost base price tool works with the three costs and a percentage markup of gain to give us a new price for our product. So in this case, we have this tool, and in this case, what we do first is that all the costs that we have in our entity, we divide it. We place on the same chart of account that we are using in the GFB report. We place the information for 6 or 12 months, depending on which time lapse we want to make the analysis, and we divide the costs in direct, variable, or fixed costs. Once we have that, the information will be directed to the principal tool, and the information will be sent to the entity variable cost and the entity fixed cost. So you don't have to place them twice. Then you will have to place the payments due, which in this case are the numbers of payments that you are planning to receive. For example, if you are planning to receive 5 incomes from OGTA on the month one, then you are going to place 5 incomes in month one. In this case, you can use the planification of OGT, so you can see, okay, they are planning 5 approvals on this month, so we are expecting 5 payments on this month. This can vary if you have different payment methods, so take that in consideration at the moment that you place this information, because you are converting the operations into payments. Then you see that there is a direct product cost cell where you can place the direct cost of the products. The direct cost of the products are going to be placed on the table below. They are going to be separated by products. So depending on the product that you are analyzing, you are just going to select it and place it on the direct product cost row. And finally, the only thing that you have to fill out at the end is to place a percentage of the optimal percentage covered by the unitary cost, which means that how much do you want this product to cover of the cost of your entity. For example, if your entity depends mostly on OGTA, that means that the optimal percentage that is covered by this product will be around 80-90%. But if you have several products and you are divided them and you have different percentages that will be optimal for this product to cover, that will vary depending on the information that you have and your context. And after that, you will have a percentage of gain, which means that if you place an optimal percentage cover, that means that with only that, you will have the optimal percentage to cover that cost and leave the entity in zero gain, zero losses. If you place a percentage of gain, that means that over that price that you already have, you're going to place a second percentage, that this will be the profit that you will have from that sales that you are making. In this case, that percentage will also vary depending on which is the percentage or how do you perceive that the product can, how much do you want the product to achieve in profit. And finally, you will see that the ideal price product pricing per month will appear in the cell below. In this cell, you will see the final price that you should be covering per month in each product. We will see some examples so we can take this into practice. The first example says that AIESEC in Wonderland is planning to review the price of IGTA that is being run in their entity. This product currently is growing, so they need to know if they have the right price for it. A planification of the realization of the program is already made, as shown in the table below. So they are working with a planification that has been placed already. These are the numbers of the realization that they have planned. We have to take in consideration that they have they charge a monthly fee for each realization that they have to the company that they are working with. So the direct cost of the product is $100 per month, and it stays the same for the next 12 months. For the fixed cost of the entity, the financial already classified them, and it shows that they are $3,000 per month. For the variable cost of the entity, they are shown in the table below. And finally, they want the product to cover at least 50% of the entity cost and have a margin of gain of 20%. So having this information already, we are going to go to the pricing tool. And if you see in this pricing tool, we have already placed the planification of the number of realizations of IGTA that they are expecting for this year. We place the direct product cost, and we said that we already classify the costs on the chart of account. So the chart of account already sent the information to the tool. So in this case, if you see, then the table is almost done. The only thing that we have to place is the optimal percentage covered by the unitary cost and the percentage of gain. If we remember, the percentage that we want to cover is 50%. So in this cell, we just place 50%, and the percentage of gain that we want is 20%, which means that we will be covering 50% of the costs of the entity, including the direct cost, and the percentage of gain that we want is 20%, which means that over that 50%, we are going to add a 20% extra that will be our profit. If we see, we have an average total cost per month, which is $1,728.50, and we have an ideal product pricing monthly, which is $275.66. This means that per realization monthly, they should be charging $275. In this case, if you have another like payment method or on this product, for example, if you charge a single fee at the beginning of the realization, you should multiply this number by 12, so you can have the total number at the end of the total program. If not, this could be the cost. I'm sorry. This could be the price that you charge to the company per realization or per EP that is working on their company. This is just an approximate, and you will have to check this with marketing and with PD and the IGT team to see if the price is adequate to the reality of the company. After that, we can check the second example that says that AIESEC in Wonderland is planning to host a virtual hackathon and looking for partners for the initiative. The direct cost of the product is $125 per month to cover marketing for the event and direct cost to acquire partners. For the fixed cost of the entity, the financial already classified them, and it shows that they are $3,000 per month. For the variable cost of the entity, they are shown in the table below. Finally, they want the product to cover at least 30% of the entity cost and have a margin of gain of 50%. The most important thing is to identify what are the direct costs and the variable and fixed costs of the entity, and the finance department should support bidding department to identify them and inform the costs. So having this, what we are going to do is we are working with a 6-month analysis. So we're going to the tables of 6 months. In this case, because it is a BD, it is a hackathon. It is not uh, a sale that you are making, but is an event that you are making. You are not to place any payments due. What we are going to do is that we are just going to fill the direct product cost, and you will have to classify again the variable cost and the fixed cost. After that, you are just going to place the percentages that you are looking for, which are 30% on the percentage of costs that are covered by the event, and the 50% that is the margin of gain that you're looking to have from that event. After that, you will see that over the 6 months, at least you will have to be acquiring $1,756 per month, so you can cover all the costs of the entity that you're looking and having a 50% margin of gain. So in this case, if you want to know the total cost, the total price of the event, you should multiply this by 6. If the event is planned for a year, then you should use the 12-month analysis. If it is just for 6 months, you can use the 6-month analysis. And remember that because you're not making sales every month, or they are not defined, you should place just zeros, and it will give you an ideal price per month to cover the costs of that month. And that's all of the first part of the cost-based analysis in the GFP pricing tool.